Hi, this is Nicole Birkholzer of Mindful Connections, and this is the Red Sofa series. My mission is to mindfully connect horses and humans. And with this show, I'll bring you expert perspectives on everything equine and mindful ponderings from our own backyard. May you be informed, inspired, and mindfully connected. Hi, this is Nicole Birkholzer of Mindful Connections. Today I'm here with my friend Chris Powell, who is a trained healing touch for animals practitioner, level 1. She is also a Reiki master, which I believe is level 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Reiki
yes.
master. She's an animal communicator. She is an amazing spiritual being in general. She has incredible abilities to bring energies together and unblock energies and work her magic with people and with animals. So today I asked her to come over, and Cutter agrees. I asked her to come over to help me with Kayla, because Kayla has been actually standing like this for the last few days, because I think there's something going on in her hip that is not quite balanced. And she was in heat recently, and Cutter sometimes has the idea of jumping up on her would be something she would appreciate. And when he does, he might have just, put her out of alignment. I'm not sure. Well, there comes the little prompt. We cannot be in front of the camera. So we are gonna see what Chris finds. She'll tell you a little bit about what she's gonna do. There will be some explanation from Chris, and then she gets kind of usually quiet when she does her work, and then she'll, fill us in when there's something to be found and to be shared. So, without further ado, ta-da!
Thank you for this opportunity. This is great. I've never done anything like this before in front of the camera, so I may stumble a little bit, but I'll give you whatever information I get. And what I'm going to start off with is I'm going to start off with seeing where Kayla is out of balance in her chakras. So that's where we're going to start, and I'll let you know by the way the pendulum, and you can see that this is just a bolt and dental floss. It can be as simple as that, or you can buy some really nice ones, which I do have, but I wanted to show you a simple tool. So we always start at the base chakra. So hey Kayla, are you ready for this? So what you do is you just wrap it around your index finger, and you keep a little tail. And this is everything I learned at the Healing Touch Conference Level 1 with Carol Cometer. She was a great instructor. Instruction of working with animals. One day we worked with horses, and one day we worked with dogs. And I can tell right now everyone's just being pretty open.
Pretty friendly.
So here we go. So right now I'm at Kayla's base chakra. And what you do is you put your hand, one hand on the chakra point, and the other you hold your arm close to your body so people don't think that you are making the pendulum swing. And as you see now, open chakra is in the clockwise position, and this is not clockwise. Oh yes, it is clockwise. Well, kinda, yes. And it's as so I would say this is open, and she's letting out some gas right now. So the next chakra point we go to is the sacral, which is usually right at the cusp right here. And as you see, there is no movement, so we know this is blocked. So now we're going to go to the solar plexus, which is pretty much in this dip of their back. And that has a little bit of movement in a clockwise position. It isn't quite as open as the base, but it's almost the same. So when you're doing chakra points for animals, you don't do the same 7 steps as you do for humans. You always, after this, you always go to the throat chakra, which is the 5th, then you go to the heart, which is the 4th. That's just to keep in line with the spinal. So the throat chakra is right just above their withers. And there's no movement there at all, so that is closed. So now we'll go to her heart chakra, which is right in between what you would call cleavage, pretty much, in that muscle there. Oh, you're moving on me, sweetie. And her heart chakra is open, huh? Yes, see, and she just confirmed that. So now we're going to go to her brow. You always go, the brow, you always go in front of the ears. And her brow chakra is very much open. Now, this is her crown chakra. You go from behind. And her crown is closed. There's no movement whatsoever. Hey, sweetie. Her chakras, her sacral was closed. Her throat was closed. And her crown was closed. So I logged it on the sheet because when we assess afterwards, we're going to see if they opened up, or sometimes the opens shift to a different way and they become closed, but we'll see what happens from there.
And I wanted to just mention one thing, Chris, because you have seen me possibly do some chakra balancing. Chris and I have done different chakra balancing where we actually hold the pendulum directly over the sacral spots. So this is just another way of doing the work. So I always feel what's important is to stay open and curious as a owner of horses and as someone that wants to learn new techniques. So I had never seen this before, but I encourage you to just kind of see what works best for you and what might be resonating in some sense that makes you want to approach more of these types of techniques with your horse, because obviously we'll see most likely a great benefit for Kayla in this. So.
You're absolutely correct, Nicole. There are so many different ways to approach chakras, healing energy, and this is just one method I learned in the conference this past weekend, so I'm sharing that. And as you learn more things, you can integrate and do whatever you feel comfortable, because basically it's the intention of your heart of unconditional love that you're providing healing energy to animals or people. And that's the basis of it all, is having your heart open so you can fulfill the need of healing by having an unconditional heart to help whomever. So after assessing that, I think what I would like to do is called bridging. Hey, sweetie. And what it is I'm going to have one hand on her heart chakra and one hand up on the throat chakra. And what that is to do is to balance all the chakras. It's a very intense balancing. I mean, I could have gone to each chakra point and balanced that way, but I was just thinking about it, and I think with her hip having a problem, I think if we do a more intense, and how old is she, Nicole? She's an older horse. She's 25, so she's an older horse, so she could have arthritis and other things going on. So I think an intense point would be helpful for her. And I just want to let you know, at this point, when I start working with her, I'm pretty much going to be silent, but I will speak to you when I feel how I can describe the energy. And sometimes we're in this for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes. It depends on when I feel that there could be shifting and movement, that the blocks could have gone to where they need to go for her healing. So I'm just going to take a moment here. I always do this, everyone's different, but I always do a little prayer in my mind just to give the intention. I do it before, but I like to do it now also, and just ground myself even more so that we both can just go forth and be open with this session. As you can see, she just lowered her head just a smidge. And right now I can feel the energy going back and forth from the heart chakra here on her chest to her throat chakra here. No, this is just one method that's called bridging. But for bridging, yes, you always start with these 2 points. You start with the heart chakra. You keep your hand on the heart chakra, right in that little cleavage between their breast muscles here, and right above the withers, the throat chakra. And that's the bridging method. And what it does is just sends intense energy back and forth. And what you want to be able to feel the energy move, and almost you want it to feel that it's going to go forward. But sometimes it takes quite some time depending upon the situation. But if she starts like lowering her head, moving her lips, flaring out her nostrils, the creases above the eye, they become softened, and those are all indications that she's feeling the energy. Oh, Kayla girl. See, she's lowering her head a little bit right now. And another point too, I learned in the conferences, their ears almost get Yoda-like, if you remember Star Wars. I was a Star Wars person back in the 70s when Yoda came out. And you kind of, like their ears go in and kind of look like how Yoda's ears. That's another indication. And for me, what's kind of difficult for me, because a lot of times when I've given Reiki to people or to animals, I tend to close my eyes. And she stressed over the weekend. See, she just kind of lifted up her tail there, letting out some air. She's licking her lips. There she goes with her tail again. Those are all releases. Little gas. So it's very important to keep your eyes open, especially when you're with horses, because they are much larger than us. And I always have to remember that, because a lot of times when I get into the energy work, I kind of like get in a trance, but I have to be mindful and keep my eyes open. But it is good to keep the eyes open, because then you get to see what the horse is communicating to you, letting you know what's happening in the releases. Now, Nicole, see how she has her back right? You know how it's like that? Is that how she's been holding it, or is that more relaxed position?
That's actually for the first time that she has her legs actually in
the resting position.
Well, and in parallel position, that not one leg is farther forward. She has been having always one leg farther forward.
Okay.
So this is nice.
Yep, okay, so that's good, because one of the indications is them resting like that, but with her having her injury, I want to make sure. She just took kind of a breath. You sweet girl, huh? And usually what happens, when I was at the conference this weekend, we had a few horses in an arena, and other horses want to get in the circle of the energy circle to feel the energy. But they still, even though they're out a distance, they still can get something from it.
Well, it seems to me that Shauna has yawned so many times already and has been releasing stuff. So I think she's getting already the backwash.
Yep, she's licking her lips now. Now, does Kayla seem like, ah, sweetie? Your lower lip is crooked, so that's a good sign. You're getting really relaxed. Huh?
Yeah, lower lip is totally relaxed.
Yes, you said, yes, I am relaxed, huh? Yeah, good girl. Good girl. Oh, see, and that back leg is still.
Oh, yeah. Actually,
Kayla. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. Now, even though my hands are here and it's a very hot day, when I first had my hands on in between her heart chakra and here, I mean, they were warm, but now it feels like hot. So part of that's the energy, of course, and sure, my hands being there because it's so warm out, but it's definitely a sign of the energy intensity going through her.
and again, I mean, there are flies here for sure. So some of the swooshing, is about flies or the head shake. But
Right.
you can usually tell when there's an energy shift in the. You can see the difference because there's some weight shifting accompanied by it, or several shakes in a row quickly. That's usually a release.
I know, huh? I know the flies. It's okay. See, you're chewing. You're chewing. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. Now, right now, the energy going from the both chakras is feeling much different than when I first started. When I first started, I could feel it going back and forth, back and forth. Now I'm almost feeling it's clearing. And Cutter just confirmed that. He's very good at confirming things. And so I'm feeling that it's, yeah, he confirmed it again. Thank you, Cutter. I'm feeling the energy is very different, that it's clearing. But what I want, usually when you start feeling it clear, you still should remain on these 2 points because you still have to give it some more time. So I'll give it a few more minutes and see how she's doing. And what I want to be able to feel the energy like whoosh across her body and feel clear, but I don't feel that quite yet. I feel like it's stuck at her, in her middle of her back, which is her solar plexus, which you were a little bit open there.
She keeps, when you say certain things, she keeps like nodding her head, going like, yes, like this encouragement, which is one of her traits. When she wants something, I mean, I can ask her a question like, do you want some hay? And she'll be, yes, with her head. So she is very expressive.
Thank you, Kayla. That's very sweet. You can see I always thank my animals, whoever I work on. I just feel as though they understand what you're doing, and if you give them thanks, they respond back a millionfold. I can feel the heat from this energy work, like my right arm is feeling, I can feel the heat come off of her. Granted, it's hot out, but I didn't feel that in the beginning. Is still feeling good, Kayla? Huh? Yeah? We want your eyes to soften, huh? Aww. The music that you hear in the background, Carol Commoner, who started this program, Healing Touch for Animals, that's her Volume 2 CD. She worked with a sound healing person on, actually this person lived on a barge, and she said where they recorded it was in this very small space, and it's pretty incredible. I used it a couple days ago, and it really, I don't know, animals and people seem to enjoy the tranquility of it. She's chewing again.
I like that she's shifting left, right,
Yeah,
right, so she's kind of resting alternately, because I think one of the legs must have been over compensating for the other, so it's almost like she's rebalancing it a little bit.
Ooh, that's a big gas bubble. Good for you, sweetie. Good girl. Good girl. Uh-oh. Good girl. Okay, hold. That's okay. Good girl. That was nice. Release.
That was interesting though, because it was almost like she went into a squatting position with her legs. I mean, for a moment I was like, whoa, what's she doing? Is she, almost like she was going to sit down or something. So, but to me that was almost, you guys stay off the camera, just gonna, I mean, it almost seemed like she was stretching this joint, which is the sacroiliac joint, out, because she went into this like, very interesting position with both legs, almost spread a little. So, so to me, that's a sign of self-adjusting in some sense.
I agree. And her head's, after she did that, her head seems like it's a little bit lower now, too. It's starting to shift lower. So now, before I said I didn't feel much energy flowing back and forth, now I'm feeling it again. So I'm thinking what Nicole stated was correct, how she was shifting her sacral part, trying to realign it. So I'm thinking that holding this here will even help to realign what her injury did even further. And that's what happens sometimes. That's why you have to really, you can't rush, because I know in the class, you know, we're all learning and we were rushing and, you know, you're being scrutinized by the instructor, so you're really nervous and all that. So it's really important to be patient and take your time, because you can hold the position and feel that the energy is where it should be and need to stop, but in all essence, you really should hold it there to wait further, because sometimes things shift like she just did, and you kind of say, okay, something shifted, we need to kind of hold it there longer to have the energy move further and help her even more.
Well, and I think this also goes back to that, you know, the animals often know themselves. It's not
Correct.
us supporting them in finding their way and making them aware of where their body is not in alignment or in balance so that they can then somehow even do it themselves.
You're absolutely right. Energy work is something that anybody can do. All we are as people who are with this energy is we are the conduit of the universal force, whomever you may believe, God, anybody, whoever your higher power is, we're the conduit of the energy shifting to help heal the person or the animal. So it's not like we're doing miracle work. We're just, our heart is open. We believe in a higher power, and the higher power is using us to shift the energy to help make the animal or person feel better. Now, to me, you know your horse better, Nicole, but I feel that Kayla's eyes are a little bit softer now than they were before.
Well, it's interesting. I was just going to say, she seems like more internal. And then, of course, she quickly thereafter, then something moves and she gets, put back out of it. It's interesting. We always do most of my work when I do anything with horses, I let the whole herd be part of it because I always feel they're all affected by Kayla right
Yes.
now, and they all can support her.
Yes.
But of course, it also means that by them moving around, she goes like, "Oh, what's going on over there?"
Right.
But if I took them all away, she might also be more on guard,
Right.
and therefore have a harder time going deeper. So
Yep.
I think it's always a question of what is right or what feels better. And so I always have the sense that they belong together. They are herd animals and they support one another when we're not around. So why shouldn't we do the same right now? And so even if she comes out of it a little bit occasionally, right now she's right back in it.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah. So,
I mean, they're all connected. They're, like you said, they're herds. They're all connected. She got a little too close to my bubble here.
Like in my energy center, it's not working for me. And Carrie can't see all that well with the finals.
Right.
Kayla's very clear. And I think it also depends on the practitioner. If you convey comfort to her, and steadiness and security, I think she is much easier to drop deeper than somebody that she's a little concerned herself about. And that
Right.
can happen. Some practitioners don't convey security.
You're absolutely right. I was just reading about that today. And if you come to a session and you're nervous, of course everyone's a little nervous, but the horses know if it's just a little jitters or if it's true fear, real intense nervousness. So they're going to feel that, and they're not going to feel comforted by you because they're going to say, "Oh, she's nervous. How can I relax if this person is really nervous and can't get in tune?"
Interesting. She just chose to go backwards, which is very unusual for horses. They usually don't choose to go backwards, and that's one of the things to bring a stifle that's out of alignment, or even maybe the sacrum that's out of alignment, to bring back into. And look how she parked herself. She's like totally square on the back.
So that's good.
So that's kind of cool. She just did this, and she's even a little apart with her feet. It's almost like that's not how she normally stands. So it's a little bit of a hip stretch she's doing right now. So I bet that will eventually change again. She's usually a little closer.
And it seems like she's taking like breaths. Oh, your nostrils are flat. You taking some deep breaths, huh?
And again, also, Kayla is the kind of horse that is not generally, she's like totally going deep right now. You can't see, but her eyes are half closed. No, I know. But she's not usually the kind of horse that expresses quickly. It's not like Shana or Cutter even, who give you quick feedback And when she does want to convey something, she's very clear, but she was never used to being allowed to show up and tell what she feels. She was more of a workhorse that just did her job, and she did it very well. So just when she came to me, she started to be a little bit more challenged to express, because I would ask her, what do you need, what do you want?
Well, if you say that about challenge, if you look on that sheet, can you check chakra 5 to see if the throat was open or closed? I can't recall, I'm sorry. Number 5?
Closed.
See, so that makes sense. That totally makes sense. So she was never able to, until she came here.
She didn't even know how. I mean, it was almost like when I asked her, she was like, what? What do you mean? And it took for her to get really sick. She had foundered really badly, to the point where I didn't think she would make it. And she had to rely on me, and that was like almost unheard of for her. She was like, what? I'm usually in charge. Now you're in charge, or I have to surrender to that? And that opened us up, opened that communication up. And since then, she has changed quite a bit, but she's still much more reserved.
Seems like her eyes are getting really relaxed. Yes, you gave me a yes. It still feels good? Okay. That's what I wanted to know, if you still want this. Yeah. Is that another stretch? Oh, good girl.
So interesting. That was like. So that's interesting. She keeps getting back into the position that she has been in, and then goes like, oh no, that's not good anymore. And changes it. Yeah, she's like stretching something right now, her neck even.
Yeah.
Something in her back. Because her head is kind of a little upright. But she's very purposefully doing something. Yes.
Yes. Okay, we're going with you. Whatever you want, sweetie. I just felt like another little shift. I felt like a surge of a little ball of energy right under the heart chakra here. And see, now her ears kind of look like Yoda, the way they're kind of splayed back like that. And I'm noticing her, above her eye, the creases are more smooth now. So I mean, she's very relaxed. Do you want to go?
Or she might have to move because she might
You want to move and go in a corner? It's up to you, sweetie, whatever you want. That's a good chew. When you're working with animals, you usually have to go wherever they go.
Maybe if you can move a little this way, there's like so much in the background. If you, do you want me to move?
Come here, sweetie.
Just make one circle.
Oop, just tripping over my own feet. Okay, hold. Good girl. Yeah. You feeling better, huh? I don't know, how long have I been doing this bridge technique right now? Do you approximate? 45 minutes I've been doing it? Because usually it's anywhere between 20, 40, 50 minutes, so. Kayla, do you feel this is good? You want to try assessing again? Huh? You feel this is good? We'll try assessing, and then I can work directly on your right hind corner. You want that? Huh? Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to assess her again with the pendulum, and hopefully this blockage here, after all the work, will be more open. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple techniques right in here to concentrate on where her pain is. So I think I put my pendulum in here. Which pocket did I put it in? And I don't have it in my pocket. Is it over there? It is. Okay, thank you. Okay, Kayla, we're going to assess and see if, yeah. Okay, here's her base chakra. I get myself still here. Clockwise. Yep, she is, and that's usually what happens. They still process. And see her sacral. Look at that. Whoa, it's huge circle. Solar plexus. I mean, everything is even shown. It's even open, even greater when they were open. This is huge circle. Yeah, and Cutter's saying, yep. Here's her throat chakra. And her throat is open. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, now we're at the heart. It's open. And it was open before, but it's even a larger circle. Do your, oh, okay. Do your, oh, can I do your brow? You got the buggies. I'm going to still do more. Oh, don't want to lose that. Oh, ooh, 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 ooh. Come here. You don't want to do that. No, 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 no. Can I do your brow? Brow's open. And her crown's open. So she's...
Are they going left circle though?
Hmm?
Were they going to the left or to the right? Just now, counterclockwise?
No, I'll do it again. I thought it was clockwise.
Yeah, it's hard to see from here.
Nope, clockwise. Because clockwise is this way.
Yeah.
So it looks like everything's open. So that's a good thing. So what I'm going to concentrate on now, since this is where her main, right in here, Ah, sweetie. This is called ultrasound technique, and what you do is you hold your fingers, you have your thumb, your index, and your middle finger, kind of, you're erasing like a pencil. And you don't touch the skin or touch the body, you just kind of go really, really fast, like you're erasing big mistakes on an exam. I don't want those, I have a different idea. Just go, 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 circles, back and forth, up and down. And this just moves the energy and tries to unblock anything that's stuck. Yeah. And then what you do is when you stop doing that, this is called vibrational grooming. So you just kind of pet the animal, and you're just kind of whooshing out all the blockages, just like whoosh, go away. We don't want that. So go hand over hand. Kind of like if you were swimming and, you know, get in that water. I'm going to go in and do it again. And I'm just going to do the vibrational grooming on her other side. I don't want her to get uneven here. Now I can't tell because I'm at the back end here, but is she showing indications of any releases for their facial expressions?
She was actually totally zoned out.
Okay, I'm going to do this ultrasound again here. Okay, see? She said yes, do it again. Okay, Kayla, we will listen to you. We should always listen to our animals. They're so sensitive to the energy and the higher power of everything. You see, she just said yes. I hope I didn't have to erase this much when I was in college. I don't recall. Oh, see a little tail lift there. Good girl. Good girl. And what I learned at the Healing Touch for Animals conference this past weekend is there's 7 different types of healing techniques to use, and she instructed, and I've been rereading the book, you shouldn't use more than 3 to 4 in a session with an animal because, like anything else, less is better. Oh, her eyes. Like this. Ah, this feels good, huh? Let me get down here more, huh? And say like if you had a knee injury or you can't bend down, what you do when you're doing, like if you only can get to this point, you can just have the intention of sending the energy down to her forelock and her pastern, and the energy will go there and do its thing, what it needs to do. So don't fret if you can't bend down anymore, or you don't have to be an acrobat. You just send the intention of the healing energy to go where you would like, and it will go there. Okay, Kayla, we're going to do another thing, ultrasound.
Interesting, Kayla is yawning and yawning and yawning. He's releasing everything for her.
That's great.
Which is also, he being the herd leader, has to take extra care of her, because first of all, she's his girlfriend, and he's always concerned if somebody's not feeling well, right? And then also, she has a big job. She is, Kayla is the, really the container that holds this herd together. So Kayla is kind of the leader and enforcer. Kayla is the one that...
The spiritual holder together, like?
Well, it's almost like she grounds the whole herd. Because she doesn't get worried about too much stuff, and everybody else goes, woo! She's like, oh, please, everybody, take a chill pill. So, but when she's a little off, you know, that container, that being that holds everybody grounded is kind of not at 100%.
So what I'm going to do now that I did the ultrasound and vibrational grooming, yep, she's saying yes. I was going to test this chakra again, the sacral and the throat, to see if she's still open. And I'm sure after this, like any energy healing work, she'll probably want some water.
I think she has been eyeing that water bucket and
Okay, because
to fill it,
yep.
actually, so I didn't want to make that noise. But.
Okay, as you see, it is still open, so that's good. See, and her head's even lowering more. Let's try your throat. Because the other ones were open every time, and her throat is very much open. And the other one, just make sure this is still open. This was one that was closed. And it is a circle. Yep, and she said yes. So you're all open, girl. You're still open. So what I like to do to end a session, see, she's liking this. I'm just giving her vibrational grooming all over. Just giving her loving all over. Huh, sweetie? All over.
Yeah, but do the legs. One of the horses, Xander, he always tells us, people always forget the legs. The legs are really important because I think a lot of things get drained through the legs, through the hooves, you know?
Yep.
Any toxicity, any blockages that you just loosened up.
You're absolutely right.
I can drain through the gastrointestinal system.
Even
right?
under their belly. Does she mind her belly?
No. She'll love it, love it. Let the bugs go. And then the release through the hooves, you know, which
And do her legs here, huh? Just go. And this is something very simple that everyone can do, because, and I mean, when you're brushing your horse or any animal, you can just use your hands. They just love this. Then you get under their mane. And you got to get your other side. I'm going to go to her other side now. Yeah. Yeah, you like that. Well, I think that concludes our session with Kayla for today. To me, she looks very relaxed. She's a very good patient. Thank you, Kayla. That was very sweet of you.
Thank you, and I love it. I mean, she has her legs much closer together now, mostly even has them parallel in the back. So we'll keep an eye on it and see what, how she shifts it.
Well, even in a day or two, I mean, you may see some other shiftings. Usually when you do a session, it stays with them for some
A little
time.
bit,
Yep.
yeah.
And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
So if anybody is interested in having their horses worked on, we will put Chris's phone number on the bottom of the video.
My
The
Gmail,
email.
my
Yeah,
Gmail
her
address.
Gmail. Oh, why don't we do that? We're going to put her Gmail on the bottom. And you can be in touch with her, and I will keep reporting back on Kaylaa's progress. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time in the field.
Thank you.